Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina, and today I wanted to talk about some things I wish I knew before I started my health and fitness journey. And so, just for a little bit of background, from my heaviest weight, I've lost about 40 or 50 pounds, and I've kept that off for many, many years. So, my goals these days aren't really around losing more weight, it's more around living a healthy lifestyle and getting a lot stronger, but I still very much understand how difficult it can be to lose weight and also to feel comfortable and strong in your body. So, today I just wanted to talk about some of those things that I wish I knew back then. So, the first thing I wish I knew is that you can't outrun a bad diet. And what that means is that the single most important factor to you losing weight is what you're consuming. And that's where we get all of those sayings, right? You can't outrun a bad diet or abs are made in the kitchen. If you're looking to lose weight, you have to reduce your calorie intake. And of course, that doesn't mean that exercise isn't important. I'm a huge proponent for movement in whatever form works for you. But it's just a harsh reality that in terms of what's actually going to help you lose weight, it's going to be around what you're consuming. So that leads me to the second thing I wish I knew, and that is in order to change your calorie intake, you must first know precisely how much you're eating in a day. And that means weighing and tracking your food. And I'm not here to say that you need to weigh and track your food every single day for the rest of your life. I know that a lot of disordered habits and behaviors can come from obsessively tracking. But on the other hand, you do need to have an accurate idea of how much you're actually consuming. So many people are eating way more than they realize because they don't really know what a serving size looks like, or they don't really know, what is the nutrition of the foods that they're eating. So some of the things that were really eye-opening to me were things like salad dressings or spreads like peanut butter, Nutella, that kind of thing. What does an ounce of cheese actually look like? And if you're someone who's very snacky, you might feel like, oh, I've just got, a handful of nuts here, some cheese, a couple potato chips. I'm not really taking much in. But actually, that can add up really fast. And then on the other side of the coin, maybe you're not looking to lose weight. Maybe you're, looking to gain muscle and you actually want to eat more. You might be under eating or maybe eating less protein than you need to. So it's really important that you weigh and track your food at least to start to get a really accurate idea of what it is that you're taking in. And from there, you can make a plan of how you want to move forward. Now, the first two were food focused, and that's because that's going to have the most impact on your weight. But I think movement is also really important. So, what I wish I knew then was that you should try and find what movement is going to work best for you. And that's really important because if you're actually interested in it or if you enjoy it, you're a lot more likely to stick with it. And again, that can look different for different kinds of people. When I first started out, I really liked group exercise classes. I still do. But it was nice in the beginning because it also included built in accountability. There were other people in the class. I usually had to sign up. But that was something that motivated me and energized me to work out. So find what works for you. So, another one on movement. At least the messaging I got when I was younger was that if you wanted to lose weight, you needed to run. I mean, seriously, it felt like we were running for our lives, like the amount of times people just told me to run and then I would be a healthy weight. And I did run and I did lose weight. And of course, some of that had to do with my diet as well. We know that's the most important thing. And I do think cardio in general is very important for your cardiovascular health, for keeping your heart healthy. It can be very effective and lots of people enjoy it. But I think it's also important to try and incorporate weight training as early as possible because running, for the most part, isn't going to help you build muscle. And building muscle is so important. And I wish I could have started doing that even earlier because muscle is actually a much more efficient way to operate your body. And your muscle at rest will actually burn more calories than your body will otherwise. So it's very good in that regard, but it also just helps you operate your body and be able to do the things you need to do more effectively. And of course, as we get older, it's important to have more muscle onto our frames so we can do everything we need to do in the course of our day. So if I had to go back, I would tell myself to not just focus on cardio, but also try and incorporate weight training as early as possible. Okay, so the last one has to do with motivation. And I feel like people often ask me, how are you motivated to go to the gym? Or how do you stay motivated to eat healthy? And the thing is, I feel like it's really important that we don't just rely on motivation. You have to rely on discipline as well. And so let's just back that up a little bit and think about motivation itself. So, if we're going to look at that, I think an important thing to think about is that I'm no longer motivated by things like I just want to be a certain pant size or, particular size for my dresses or whatnot. I feel like that isn't a very deep motivation. So if you are using motivation, make sure these are deeper things like I want to be able to live a healthy life with my family, or I want to get off this particular kind of medication, or something that is going to be bigger and broader and just deeper. I think shallow motivations, you really stand no chance of success. So that's a little tip on motivation itself. But overall, I think you can't rely on motivation at all because motivation, it is tied up in a feeling, right? And if you rely on your feelings, then you're just not going to be in a good place because I don't always feel like working out, but I am very disciplined. And so, regardless of whether I feel like it or not, I lean on my discipline muscle and I do it anyway. There is no choice. This is a lifestyle. This is what I'm committed to. This is going to have the best results for me. And so I've built up that discipline muscle over time and I just do it. So I think that's an important one. I think often we think we're going to be motivated all the time to do all the things we need to do. And it's not very sexy or glamorous. It's kind of like brushing your teeth or setting a budget. Those are very important things. And you're not always motivated to do them, but you are disciplined and you do them anyway. So the same thing applies to your health. You can't rely on motivation. You have to start building up your discipline. All right, so that's the list, and we can dive deeper into each of these in the future. But to recap, the first one is that your diet is the most important thing. What you're consuming is going to have the biggest impact on your weight. Number two, to really understand where you are, you have to weigh and track your food. Not forever, but to give you a baseline so you can make a plan of how to move forward. Number three, you want to find whatever movement is going to work best for you because that gives you the best chance of actually sticking with it. Number four, instead of just focusing on cardio to lose weight, I really recommend that you also try to incorporate some weight training early on so you can help build muscle. And number five, my last tip is that you can't just rely on motivation. Motivation is a feeling, it's going to come and go. You have to build your discipline. So that's it. Those are the top 5 things I wish I knew before I started my health and fitness journey. And if any of these have been helpful for you today, please feel free to like and subscribe. And I am looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you.